2026 isn't some far-off future. It's basically your next planning cycle. Think of this as a strategic brief for leaders like you who aren't just watching change happen but are actually responsible for building what's next. We're going to outline exactly what you need to do to get your workforce ready, starting right now.
So take a good look at this image. You see a non-human entity right there at the head of the boardroom table. And look, this isn't some scene out of a sci-fi movie. This is a really powerful metaphor for the reality of leadership that's just around the corner. The integration of AI and automation, it's not just on the factory floor anymore. It's moving right into the core of business strategy.
And that brings us to the crucial question, right? Are you, as a leader, actually prepared for this? Is your team ready to collaborate with, to manage, and, to lead alongside intelligent systems? This isn't just some hypothetical exercise. It's a real, urgent, and personal challenge for every single leader today.
All right, so here's the game plan. We're going to start by defining what we're calling the boardroom challenge. Then, we'll unpack the 3 key pillars you need to build a future-ready organization. That's governance, architecture, and treating technology as talent. And finally, we'll pull it all together into a clear mandate that you can actually act on.
Okay, let's dive right into the challenge itself. Being a leader in 2026 means that the old models, the traditional ways of doing things, well, they just won't cut it anymore. To succeed, we're going to need a whole new framework for how we think about, structure, and run our companies.
And here it is. This is the solution. To not just get by, but to really thrive, your operating model needs to be built on these 3 foundational pillars: governance, architecture, and technology. So let's break each one of these down, shall we? All right, first up is Pillar 1, Future-Ready Governance. This is absolutely the bedrock. I mean, before you can build anything else, you've got to set the rules of engagement for this new world.
So what do we even mean by governance here? Well, it's the whole set of rules, policies, and ethical lines in the sand that are going to guide how your people and your smart machines work together. You can almost think of it as the constitution for your future workforce.
And that means you've got to start asking some really tough questions. Like, when an AI makes a big business decision and it goes wrong, who's on the hook for that? Who's accountable? How can you be sure your algorithms are fair and not biased? What are your company's ethical red lines? And let me be clear, this is not an IT problem to solve. It's a leadership imperative. Okay, so once you have that foundation of governance, we can move to our second pillar, strategic workforce architecture. This is all about how you intentionally design your organization for this new era of collaboration. Now, when we say architecture, we're obviously not talking about physical buildings. We're talking about the very design of your organization, the org chart, the roles, the team structures, everything that makes it possible for humans and machines to team up seamlessly and create some serious value. And look, this requires a fundamental redesign. What kind of new roles do you need? Maybe an AI team integrator or something like a human-machine collaboration specialist? How do you totally rethink a marketing campaign or a supply chain when part of your team is an algorithm? And the big one, how do you get your current people skilled up and ready for this new reality? Which brings us to our final pillar. And honestly, this one might require the biggest mental leap for any leader out there. Viewing your technology as talent. Okay, this slide right here. This is a huge paradigm shift. For decades, we've thought of technology as a tool, right? A better hammer, a faster computer. The future, though, requires us to see it as a teammate. See, a tool is passive. You pick it up, you use it. But a teammate is an active collaborator. It contributes, it learns, it has a real role on the team. So when you start thinking like this, it opens up a whole new set of very practical questions. How do you do a performance review for an algorithm? I mean, really, what's the onboarding process for a new AI platform you're bringing into the team? And how in the world do you build genuine trust between your people and their new digital colleagues? The bottom line is, you have to start managing your technology with the same care and intention you use to manage your human talent. So, we've walked through the 3 pillars: governance, architecture, and technology as talent. But this isn't just some interesting theory. This is your mandate. This is your leadership call to action for 2026. So here it is, 4 clear steps you can take. First, you have to assess where you really are right now. Second, define the rules of the game with a solid governance model. Third, redesign your organization for true collaboration. And finally, start that cultural shift of integrating technology not as a tool but as a core member of your team. Which leaves us with one final big thought. This change we've been talking about, It isn't waiting for an invitation. It's already here, it's arriving now. So the only real question left for you as a leader is this. Are you going to be the architect of your company's future, or are you just going to be forced to react to the one that happens without you? The choice is yours.